The following program is a Town of Colonie television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Senior Connections. My name is Diane, Conroy-LaCivita, Executive Director of Colonie Senior Service Centers, and I am thrilled today to first and foremost wish you a happy 2020. Can you believe it? It's 2020. How fast time goes. I think time goes faster as I get older. But that being said, we have so many exciting new initiatives at Colonie Seniors, and we're here today to talk about one of those, and that is the Center at CSSC. It was rolled out, kind of a slow, soft rollout in the fall of 2019, and now we're ready truly to launch this program. So with us today is Carolyn Barrett, and she's our Director of Lifelong Wellness at Colonie Seniors, and Latoya Tate, and she is one of our instructors. And so, Caroline, if you don't mind, tell us about the center.
So the center, like you said, is brand new. We're very excited about it. So we have 4 areas of programming. We have creative pursuits. We have education for life. We have fitness opportunities, and we have travel events. So this fall, in thinking about the creative side of things, we did paint and sip. And we did that twice, and it was so fun. And we had someone come in, Ann Burns, who's been doing ink stamping for many years and teaching people how to use embossing tools and all these really great funky papers and how to put it all together in a creative way. So she came twice, and she taught us how to do that. And we did collaging with Bob Gully, who is a local artist, and he was pretty great, very fun and energetic, and taught people about, not just making something that looked Christmassy, but how to use design and how to place things on paper so that it worked together. So he taught a lot about theories of art and how to make things work that way. So that in the art department, in the creative side, that was what we did in the fall. We have some great things coming up. We're doing a clay class in the fall. We have an acrylic painting class. We have an embroidery workshop that we're doing. We also have a sewing workshop where a woman who owns a local sewing shop called the Quilt Bug is bringing in sewing machines, and she's doing a workshop where people are going to be able to create a market bag. So that's a 3-week class. And she said it's fine if you are a master sewer or if you've never touched a sewing machine before. So she's going to lead people in creating these cool bags. So I think that is, of course, in all of these things, it's about, creating the finished piece, but it's also about being with other people in the room and doing it together. And, from what I've seen, it's been a lot of fun being together and creating whatever the finished product is.
So let's just even take a step back. So the center, it started out, really it's just an idea, and that was primarily for us at Colonie Senior Service Centers to do more with the public. We look at a senior of 10 years ago is not a senior of today, and will probably not be the senior in 10 years from now. And so you really did a lot of research before we launched this program. You talked to people and you found out interest. I mean, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about that.
Yes, I think that a big thing for us was trying to find something in our community that wasn't there already for people. And certainly there are exercise classes and there are places to go take painting classes, but what we felt like we saw kind of a gap in a place that was just for seniors. That can come and partake in these classes, and what we did is create a place for seniors that doesn't matter where you live. It's for anyone who's 55 years of age or older, and you could live up in the hill towns, or you can live across the river, or you can live right next door to us or in one of our buildings. But it really, we wanted to have the doors open for everyone. So that was very important for us. It was also very important for us to have instructors and people who were experts in their field and so passionate about what they do. So that brings us to Latoya.
And she's been with us for several months now. So Latoya Tate, full disclosure, I actually met Latoya at an event in Saratoga earlier in, I think, 2019.
Yes.
And she told me a little bit about what she did, and I thought, gosh, she'd be great. That's what we want. We want energy. We want people who other individuals gravitate towards, people who work well with seniors or older adults, 55, where people feel comfortable coming and participating. So Latoya, do you mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. Well, I'm a busy mom of 4, and I got into fitness when my twins, who are now 9, was about a year old, and I just needed a release, a way to relax, but yet take better care of myself while I took care of my family. And so I got into fitness and got certified in several areas. And lately I've been really wanting to work with seniors. As you mentioned earlier, the seniors are not the seniors of yesteryear, where they just sat around and didn't move much. And I just recently read an article, and the Center for Disability and Prevention of Disease mentioned that the seniors in 2020, the numbers of aged 65 and older is going to double. Yeah. So there's a lot of seniors, and they're looking to be active. They're looking to have fun, to meet other people, to have a community, and I think that's what the center gives them.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that sense of community. Well, there's all these studies coming out. There was something about the suicide rates in seniors. It's really kind of shocking how many people are committing suicide. And we look at that as, maybe we need to do more in that regard to have people feel like they're part of a community and that there's a place for them to go and be active and interactive. There was a study just released that said half an hour a day people should be interacting with other human beings, whether that's on the phone or in person. So those types of things, giving people a purpose. We often find seniors who maybe they've retired and maybe they've lost a spouse or things have changed and they lose that sense of self. And we want them to reconnect, create new friendships, have new experiences. Oh, Caroline says, let's look at that bucket list. What do people want to do? Now, do you mind sharing with us, Latoya, that class you're going to be offering in the beginning of 2020? It's strength training? Is that what it is?
Yes, strength training for seniors. I'm really excited about it. We'll do a lot of different things, but I think more so focusing on strength, but also flexibility and also coordination and balance. I think that's really important for all of us as we get older, because the number of seniors that fall and get injured is very high. And if we can strengthen our bodies and prevent falling just from building up stamina and balance, it will help against that. And so I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to meet new seniors, to have them build their community, and to do something fun for a few weeks. So it's a new thing that we're working on, and it's going to be fun. And that's all. It's a fun movement and just community.
That's wonderful. So are you looking at core strength, or is it just overall?
Overall strength. And I love that fitness is not just about the body, but also the mind. Yeah. So even just remembering the counts and what comes next in a sequence will help also with building fitness.
Right.
Fitness of the mind, body, and even the soul.
That's wonderful, yes. We recently got a grant at Colonie Seniors, and its overall purpose is happiness. So we're doing these monthly seminars on being happy, which is kind of fun. I think everybody could use that, to be honest with you.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah, you're right. This time of year is stressful. The end of the year, beginning of a new year, lots of organizing, expectations. No, you're absolutely right. Can you share some other classes we're doing for 2020?
Yes, and before we do that, I just wanted to add to what Latoya was saying, and I wanted to just talk about. So Latoya came to us first. She was as a volunteer, and as part of our happy hour. So we have what's called happy hour, which we are going to continue it. We changed the face of that a little bit, but Happy Hours is a free event for the members of the center, and we learn something, we taste something, we move, we do something new. And so Latoya was coming once a month and teaching dance classes, and so we did a lot of dancing, like great music, and then we would eat cookies afterwards. But she really connected with a lot of people, and people really wanted to come and do the workout and dance, and we enjoyed it. We loved having your mom.
Yeah,
She brought her mom.
brought my mom along often.
Which is
so.
very appropriate.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. But don't you think people gravitate towards positive people?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's important because I think all of us at Colony Seniors try to really make sure that the face we show to the people we try to serve is one of positivity. Yeah. Now, you touched upon a word. I just want to make sure that we explain that. And you said member.
Right. So all of the offerings that we have, all of the class offerings, we have two prices. So one is a member price and one is a not yet member price. The membership goes per calendar year. It's $20 for a membership, and when you become a member, you get a little key tag. It looks like what you get at like CVS or Price Chopper, and we have a computer kiosk, and when you walk in, you scan your key there, and it shows you what's happening for the day, and then you just check in. So we think it's very cool.
Very cool. So coming first quarter of 2020, how many classes is the center offering, approximately?
Oh, maybe 15?
Okay.
Yeah, 15 or 20? A lot.
A lot.
A lot. So in our fitness opportunities, we have, in addition to strength training, we are doing Zumba. That's Zumba Gold, which is it's Zumba for seniors.
Okay.
We have yoga for arthritis, which was very popular last quarter. We have Tai Chi and Qigong. So Tai Chi is a martial art, and Qigong is a wellness practice.
Okay.
So Qigong is Dr. Oz thinks that Qigong is very important, that everyone should do Qigong. But it's a way of harnessing energy, and it's a healing practice, which for many people sounds, it's a very different idea for us in our culture, but it is been proven to work in healing your body yourself. And so it's pretty cool. And the woman that teaches that is great. Her name's Diana Wells, and she has a big following. And the Tai Chi, similarly, that's a lot about balance. It's about controlled movement, and we taught that last semester too, and that was a lot of fun, and people enjoyed that. So we also, in addition to doing more paint and sip and ink stamping, we're doing a clay class. And that's clay, that's air-dried clay and then painted. We're doing an acrylic painting class. With the woman that's teaching that class is named Angela Cuozo, and she's done some murals around Albany, and she's a beautiful graphic designer. She's so much energy and so much fun. We're also doing we're doing genealogy. Again, we did that. It was popular. That's with Lisa Doherty, and she's the genealogist in residence at the Irish American Heritage Museum, and she's very knowledgeable, and so people really enjoyed doing that and learned so much from her, I think. We're also
You're going on some outings, aren't you?
we are going on outings. Well, you are doing a. Did I tell you what you were doing?
What am I doing this?
So you're doing an architecture tour, an Albany architecture tour, which I think is so great because there's so many people whether they've transplanted or they've lived here all their lives. There's so much going on, and there's so much beautiful architecture, and there's so many stories there, and so I think that people will be very interested in hearing those stories.
I think people just getting out, oftentimes you'll bring someone somewhere. We've been trying to do more of these outings. And seniors, they don't want to drive at night. They don't want to parallel park. They don't want to go by themselves. And so it's amazing the response to some of our outings. Recently, we brought a group and we did a tour of the Albany County Correctional Facility. And it was full. And we spent time with Sheriff Craig Apple and learned about the laws and incarceration. It was really absolutely fascinating. We do the sacred spaces tours, right? And we do different places of worship. I mean, people just want to be part of a group, which,
Right, and learn.
Yeah, and learn. And learn about something maybe in their community they've always had.
Right.
You had the story, you had done an outing to the Yaddo Gardens, right? And you did a tour this past fall.
They did go on a tour.
And a woman came back and thanked us for going on that tour. It had been on her bucket list for 20 years. And I thought, gosh, I mean, you went to Tenbrook Mansion, right?
We did, and it was amazing how many people, everyone who came on that trip had not been there before, including me. And the historian who gave the tour was very knowledgeable, and she talked to us about, such details about, what you could learn from looking at paintings. So there's paintings of the Tenbrooks there, and, just like a simple thing like the piece of lace that she had on her shoulder, or the book that he was leaning on, like, that you could learn a lot about history just through the tiny details there. And they talked about the carpets that were in the house and the architectural details. And so she was rich with knowledge, and we really enjoyed it. It was only an hour long, but it felt like we came away with so much information from that.
And that's a beautiful house, the Tenbrook Mansion.
Right, right. And we'll go back. I mean, when we went, it was on a day that was so cold, and so we looked out at the gardens. We didn't. She invited us to walk out in the gardens. We said no, we'll just look. But so it would be great to go back there.
The gardens are really lovely there.
Yeah.
They have redwood trees. They have two trees that are a variety of redwoods that you'd like find in California, which they had. I don't know. It's very, very. I love those trees. You need to go back and see the gardens.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And
so now we're having an open house for the center,
We
right?
are.
And you're inviting
Big party.
all of these wonderful new instructors like Latoya. What is that?
so that's January 10th from 3 until 5 in the afternoon.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Friday.
Friday.
We think
Perfect.
Fridays are great party days. And so it's free for everyone. It's open to all. So if someone has a senior that they are, it's a family member or someone that they care about, everyone is invited. So they could feel like they can bring someone. It's not just drop off their parent or friend. But we will have wine and cheese and cookies. There'll be music. We're going to give away gift certificates to the center, so someone could use that for a membership or toward a class. And then we'll have the instructors kind of set up at tables, and people could go around and really get to know them and talk to them about what they're teaching. And so we think it'll be really fun.
That's wonderful.
And we want a lot of people to come.
There you go, of course. Always want a good turnout. The one thing I want to say about the center is you start seeing friends come together or sisters come together. And I think that's really lovely because you'll have girlfriends from a workplace. Maybe they're all retired or grew up together, or sisters. They come and they say, let's do this together. So I think kind of creating that sense of purposefulness and giving activities that seniors want to do.
Right.
It was a lot of surveying, wasn't it?
Yes, and there are actually 3 women who just came to the Tenbrook Museum, and they came to Indian Ladder Farms too.
Okay.
And they stick together. Like one person will call and register everyone for something. And, but yeah, they like to come together. And then the last time they brought another woman who was there by herself, welcomed her to their little group. So.
See, that's wonderful. Yeah. And you talked about transplants. You move into a new community. Maybe you've moved into Colonie or this area because of children, right? Your kids are here, your grandkids are here, and just trying to find a new sense of friends and community and feeling like you fit in. So I think we're doing that in a lot of regards based upon activities and programs. So any more plugs about the center?
So we are, another thing that we are planning to do in the new year is called Music at Noon. So the second Tuesday of each month, the Troy Music Hall has a free concert. So we will be running a bus over there, and which I think, on a Tuesday afternoon, a great thing to go see. January is a soprano, and in December it was a group of people who had built medieval instruments and were playing medieval instruments, which to me, just the sound of that doesn't sound great, but they said that it was amazing, that the way that these instruments, like the beautiful music that these instruments made, and they taught people about the instruments too. So we'll be doing that in January, February, and March, second Tuesday.
Wonderful. If somebody wanted to find out more about the center or Latoya's class, how can they do that?
Well, they can come to the Beltrone.
Okay.
Walking in the door and finding a brochure, speaking to someone who works there is a great way to, to see what's going on. Look around. We always give people tours and show them our dance studio. We have a beautiful facility, so they can do that. They can look on our website, which is www.colonieseniors.org, and it's seniors with an S on the end, .org. Or they can, and from our website, they can find the phone number to call and the email. There's lots of ways.
I'm going to give a plug because we have our first official catalog, and this was put together by Caroline, and it's all of the classes that we'll be offering for the first quarter of 2020. So if somebody wanted a hard copy of this, how could they get that?
They could, there's a PDF version of that on our website.
Okay.
And they could call me and I would mail one to them.
Wonderful. And they're available at the Colony Town Library soon as well. So when you come in, you can check the informational table.
They'll be everywhere.
They'll be everywhere. There you go. Because we want everybody to join. As Caroline said, you don't have to be a resident of the town of Colony or even Albany County. The requirement is that you're 55 or greater. So we hope to see you at one of our upcoming activities or outings. It's a ton of fun, and we want you to take part. On behalf of Colony Senior Service Centers, I want to thank Latoya and Caroline for coming and talking about the center. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Senior Connections. My name is Diane Conroy-LaCivita, and I am thrilled to have one of my colleagues with me. Her name is Colleen Henry, and she is actually involved with a part of our building we call the Beltrone Living Center. Most of our administrative offices are located in that building. We're at one end, and Colleen and the woman who runs the structure, Debbie McClune, are at the other. I've asked Colleen to come and talk about the Beltrone Living Center. We, in addition to the open house for the center on January 10th, we're having an open house for the building. So if somebody's thinking about maybe moving or thinking about some future plans, we want you to consider the Beltrone Living Center. You have to be at least 55 years of age, but it's, when we're talking about a sense of community and feeling like part of something, Beltrone is really where it's happening. And so, Colleen, welcome.
Hello.
So if you don't mind, in your opinion, what are some of the amenities of the Beltrone Living Center?
Oh boy. So there's a lot of draws to the building. There are quite a few features in the building that people don't even have to leave to go outside to, such as there's a salon on premises.
Nice.
Yeah, they do men and women.
Okay.
We have an exercise facility along with an art room and a dance studio, and many of the classes hosted by CSS, or the center at CSSC, are hosted within the building. So residents are able to participate at their whim if there's something they're interested in, not interested in. They have a lot of options ahead of them.
Yeah. I think it's nice that the Beltrone is adjacent to the crossings.
Yes, definitely. There's even a little path off the parking lot in the back so they don't have to walk out and around. Right next to the community garden, so people have the option to enjoy two pieces of nature.
Yes. I know during the warmer months when the town of Colony has their farmers market going on Saturdays, you'll see a lot of the residents just walk over with their bags or their carts with the idea of purchasing fresh produce and products. So it's nice to have that right within walking distance.
It is.
Now we have a restaurant on the first floor of the Beltrone. Share that, and what perks does a resident get to that restaurant?
Yeah, so the residents have Mazone's Catering does dinner for them, and they get a certain number included each each month they are able to go down and eat dinner included in their rent, so they don't have to worry about paying for anything. They can bring a guest from the outside, so if they want to have their families come. We also have lunch Monday through Friday. Oh my goodness. So they are able to just come downstairs for lunch as well.
But you know, the Beltrone, we just celebrated an anniversary, a very important anniversary for the Beltrone.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years, and we just got the first floor redone, so it looks beautiful on the inside. But yeah.
You know, kudos to your department because you did all the I know we had hired an interior designer, but all the finishing or final work, the pillows and the furniture and all of the paintings and so forth were all chosen by your department. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's current, it's modern, it's a wonderful space for people to congregate in.
Yeah, and if you walk down at any point in the day, there's always people just lounging around and talking to each other and socializing. It's always a nice sight.
You know, we have a cafe at the Beltrone that's really run by volunteers. And that I find oftentimes is a congregation location. They come in and they get themselves a cup of coffee or a Danish, and then they'll sit and chit-chat with one another.
Yeah, there's always somebody in there. It's always nice to see.
And it's lovely that really the residents run that. That's completely, for the most part, run by volunteers. We help with the ordering of whatever, you know, needs to be on the shelves and stocked, but otherwise it's really run by volunteers. I think it's a nice amenity. The one thing you do so well at the Beltrone is you have residents or our seniors be involved in the process. That, you know, they can come and they can participate in a class or get their hair done. They can go to a physical therapist, correct? You have,
There is a physical therapist on premises.
Yeah.
They offer a free assessment when you first get there, and then you need them further.
and you have a social worker, correct?
Yes, a social worker and a nurse who alternate between our 3 facilities, but they are at the Beltrone as well, and they're available for residents as needed.
I mean, it's just really almost a contained city within itself.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah. You know, it's nice because Colonie Senior Service Centers has our transportation department. We have 12 vehicles in our fleet, but it runs out of the back side of the Beltrone.
Yeah.
So a lot of the residents there participate or take advantage of that. Going shopping, and I'm just trying to the sense of trips that people take.
Yeah,
out.
so I know they have a regular schedule during the beginning of the week to go to different shopping places, Trader Joe's, Hannaford, I always mess up which one that was. And then if they ever need any medical appointments or any kind of essential driving, they can call them and get there.
Isn't that wonderful? I mean, especially this time of year, you just gotten over Christmas and, you know, in the snow, or you're not sure that to have somebody really do the driving for them. So they're getting out of their apartments and they're remaining active. Is super important. Now, the Beltrone is affordable housing, is that correct?
Yes.
So it's not market rate, and it's really based on a ratio. It's the building itself is a PDD, which is a planned development district, and so we work within certain confines on what we can charge for rent. So it's not, you know, there's lots of senior apartments coming up, but this is something that is affordable to seniors.
Yes. Yes.
And now, what's included in the rent?
So in the rent, you have your heat and hot water.
Okay.
You get internet and cable.
Nice.
You get a certain number of dinners. The only thing you have to pay for is electricity.
Wow. So that's great. So you bundle everything.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that helps, especially, you know, if you're on a limited income, you know, you don't know, gosh, it's going to get cold out. Is my NIMO bill or whatever going to go, you know, through the roof? So this is nice that it's all included for them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Tell us about a typical Beltrone resident.
Oh boy.
It's probably a hard question.
It is a hard question. I feel like there's several different types. So whoever comes to my office, usually they have something they need from me, which is usually they're giving me a hello or telling me something that's going on in the building and they're going off to do it. Usually it's about the shopping trip because they pick up, but yeah, they're usually active and on their way. So
which is wonderful. That's
yeah,
what
no,
you
it's
want.
always good to see somebody get their coat on and ready to bundle up and go outside.
There you go. As my mother used to say, busy and out of trouble, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Now there's 250 apartments at the Beltrone.
Yes.
How long of a waiting list?
We usually tell people up to a year.
Okay.
Because there's a couple different varieties of apartments within those 250. Because everybody's looking for something a little different. So.
Yeah. And I would assume that because we're adjacent to the crossings, people want to have a view of the park.
Yeah, some people like the view of the park. Other people, they actually like to look out the front way. They can watch everything going on in the world. And,
Okay,
Yeah,
all
but
right.
yeah, the park is a big draw for people, and the
Yeah.
pond in the front. And,
Right, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Some of them will have a water view. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So now, if somebody wanted to learn more about the Beltrone, how do they get in touch with you?
so they can call me at 518-459-2711, or you can find more information on the website, thecolonieseniors.org. Same
Wonderful.
website.
All right. And again, we're having an open house on January 10th from 3 to 5, and it corresponds with our open house of the center at CSSC, our new programmatic initiative. On behalf of Colleen and myself and everyone at Colony Senior Service Centers, thank you so much, and we hope to see you soon.